Welcome to RAM English Test Prep. In this video, we will fully understand the format of the IELTS exam. Let's begin. The format of the IELTS exam involves 4 sections. First, the listening section. Second, the reading section. And both sections are used to assess your receptive skills, the skills you use to receive the language, the listening skill, and the reading skill. Third, the writing section. Fourth, the speaking section. And both sections are used to assess your productive skills, the skills you use to produce the language, the writing skill, and the speaking skill. The IELTS exam has 2 modules, the general training module and the academic module. The general training module is used for immigration purposes, but the academic module is used for pursuing postgraduate studies like master's degree and PhD degree. There are no differences between the 2 modules when it comes to the listening and the speaking sections, but there are some differences between the 2 modules when it comes to the reading and the writing sections. The listening section. It takes 40 minutes to complete the listening section. During those 40 minutes, you are presented with 40 questions that are equally distributed among 4 parts. In part number 1, the recording presents you with a conversation between 2 people set in a social context, for example, a room reservation. In part 2, the recording presents you with a monologue set in a social context, for example, a tour guide with a group of tourists. And in part 3, the recording presents you with a conversation between up to 4 people set in an academic context, for example, a discussion between 2 students and their professor. Finally, in part 4, the recording presents you with a monologue on an academic subject, for example, a lecture inside a college. The reading section. It takes 60 minutes to complete the reading section, during which you'll be presented with 40 questions, which are distributed among 3 sections, as in the general training module of the IELTS exam, or 3 passages, as in the academic module of the IELTS exam. In the general training module of the IELTS exam, you'll be presented with Section 1, which comprises 2 or 3 short texts or several shorter texts. And in Section 2, you'll find only 2 texts. Finally, in Section 3, you'll find 1 long text. But in the academic module of the IELTS exam, you'll be presented with 3 passages. Each one of them has 700 to 800 words, with no specialized knowledge that you may need in order to tackle the passages. And you can know that they are all taken from books, journals, magazines, and newspapers. The writing section. In the writing section, you have 60 minutes to complete 2 tasks. In the first task, you're given 20 minutes to write not less than 150 words. And in the second task, you're given 40 minutes to write not less than 250 words. In the general training module of the IELTS exam, Task 1 asks you to write an informal or formal/semi-formal letter. And in task 2, you were required to write an essay about a topic of general interest, such as children education. In the academic module of the IELTS exam, you'll find task 1 asking you to write an infographic description of a map, table, process diagram, bar chart, pie chart, or a line graph. In task 2, you're required to write an essay about a topic of an academic interest, such as the threat of nuclear weapons to the world peace. The speaking section. It lasts for 11 to 14 minutes and it has 3 parts. Part 1 lasts for 4 to 5 minutes. Part 2 lasts for 3 to 4 minutes. Part 3 lasts for 4 to 5 minutes. In Part 1, you're given questions about yourself and a range of familiar topics such as home, family, work, studies, and interests. In Part 2, you talk about a particular topic. You will have 1 minute to prepare before speaking for up to 2 minutes. The examiner will then ask 1 or 2 questions on the same topic. In Part 3, you will be asked further questions about the topic in Part 2, and you have opportunity to discuss more abstract ideas and issues. Finally, let's have an idea about the IELTS exam score. As we know now that the IELTS exam has 4 sections: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. The score of each section is out of 9, and by taking the average of the 4 scores, you'll get your band score out of 9. So in this video, we have fully understood the format of the IELTS exam and also how it is scored. On the channel, you're gonna find other videos giving you in-depth details about each section of the IELTS exam and tips on how to best answer on the exam day. So, if you're new to the channel, of course you can subscribe to get important information that you need on the IELTS exam and how to best prepare for it. Also, you may be interested in knowing about other international exams like PTE, OET, GRE, GMAT, and SAT. As always, before we say goodbye, if you have found value in this video, give it a like, share it with friends and colleagues, and don't forget to hit the little bell icon so you'll be notified every time we post a new video. Thanks for watching, and let's meet again.